Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast on a mission to inspire a world where food makes us better. Guys, speaking about food, today I was chatting with a client of mine and he asked me, what is better, ham or chicken? Like, what's considered processed food or more processed food, ham or chicken? And guys, it depends on the ham and chicken you're having. Like, where did you get your chicken? How did you cook it? What did you add? Did you get it from some store? Was it packaged with a bunch of ingredients added to make it last longer, like a lot of preservatives or additives? And where did this ham come from? Is it ham from Parma, Italy, where they take pork, add salt and thyme, and those are the only three ingredients that they add to their ham? Well, they use for their ham: pork, thyme, and salt, right? Or is it ham from your local Tesco or Whole Foods? So that was packaged and meant to last for like months and years with a bunch of preservatives and additives. Like, where does this ham or chicken come from, right? And that matters for any food, guys. Quality matters. And if there is one thing you want to take away from this podcast, if there is just one thing, take away this: read the ingredient list all the time. Because if there is something on that ingredient list that you can't recognize, chances are your gut microbiome, your body wouldn't recognize either. And that's a bad news, because that means that most probably there are going to be inflammatory, allergic reactions. There are going to be inflammation increased in your body. There might be long-term negative consequences when it comes to your gut health and your metabolic health and your cravings and your hunger control. So many things can happen when we add weird, unrecognizable, novel ingredients into our food on a regular basis. So please do check the ingredients, and then that will tell you whether that ham or chicken is better. And actually, ham and chicken, when they are minimally processed without any additives and preservatives, they both have nutrients that are good for our body, that are needed in our body. And so it's not like ham in general is better or chicken in general is better. No, it depends, what kind of chicken, what kind of ham, how they were made, what was added. So details matter. Besides ham and chicken, today we are talking about growth hormone, guys. Growth hormone, it's important for growing kids and teenagers, of course, to help them to grow and develop. But in adults, it's also very important. Now, growth hormone does a lot of things in our body. But specifically, we are focusing today on this podcast on three functions that growth hormone plays a huge role in. Those are athletic performance. So with more growth hormone in your body, you can go harder, you can work out more, you can lift heavier. Your athletic performance and ability is increased. The second thing, growth hormone boosts protein production or protein synthesis, or basically making your lean muscle and maintaining it. So usually people with adequate growth hormone production have good amount of lean mass, and that, as we know, contributes to longevity. It actually seems to predict longevity, meaning the more muscle mass people have outside of bodybuilding world, the longer they usually live. The stronger they are, and the less diseases they have. So lean body mass, it's good news. So growth hormone helps and a lot with that, like a lot. And then also growth hormone boosts fat utilization in our body, or basically burning fat for energy. So usually people with good amount of growth hormone also are leaner. Usually the amount of growth hormone declines with age, and that is one of the reasons why people older seem to have more body fat and less lean body mass. So it's it's a good idea to do all the practices we can to help our body to produce adequate amount of growth hormone. And our modern environment actually helps us do the opposite. Helps, quote unquote. It helps us to make less of growth hormone. And now you're gonna find out why. By the way, guys, all the signs, all the takeaways that you're gonna hear today are coming to you from Andrew Huberman. That's the guy who I'm listening to all the time, reading his work. He has his own lab in Stanford, a neuroscience lab, and on his own time, he also researches a lot of studies related to how our brain operates and what kind of neurochemistry happening in our brain, what kind of hormones, neurotransmitters are produced in our brain, in our body, and how they affect everything. So super smart guy in Stanford. And so these routines, takeaways, and advice are coming from him and his research. So growth hormone. Now, growth hormone is stimulated by exercise a lot. Strength training, especially, and then endurance training that is challenging. It seems that the best kind of training for guys is about 60 minutes of moderate to high intensity at times training. And for women, it's 30 minutes of same training. Now, if you are doing too much of exercise, too long, all the time, then your growth hormone production going to be compromised. So you're going to produce less of it. So when it comes to exercise, more isn't better, right? Intensity matters. The ideal time seems to be 60 minutes for men, 30 minutes for females, but intensity also matters a lot. And so you will still boost your growth hormone with shorter workouts too. Depends on the workout and each individual. But anyhow, that's when it comes to training. Now, once you do the training, there are a few things that will influence growth hormone production on the same day. So most of the growth hormone is produced during the night when we sleep, during the first stage of sleep, deep sleep, earlier in the night. And so the amount of that growth hormone produced is going to highly depend on your blood sugar. Like blood sugar, insulin levels, they influence the amount of growth hormone that is produced that night after your training. So when your blood sugar runs high and insulin runs high, there is much less growth hormone produced. So if you're someone who are consuming a lot of added sugars in their diet, whose blood sugar and insulin are always running high, and if you're eating a lot of processed foods, that all will influence the amount of growth hormone produced, and that's gonna make growth hormone production for your body easier or more difficult depending on the quality of your diet. So you want to minimize processed foods, you want to minimize added sugars, and basically you want to, with your lifestyle, with your nutrition, manage your blood sugar much better. Fasting helps with that, and also not eating your big meals right before bedtime, that also helps, and not drinking anything sweet before bedtime for sure. So your blood sugar gotta be on a lower side for a lot of growth hormone to be produced, and that's why it is recommended to eat 3 hours before bed, 2 hours at the latest, so your blood sugar stabilizes by the time you are in your deep sleep, and the growth hormone can be released. So not eating before bed, good practice for growth hormone, and a lot of people not following it. Not eating a lot of added sugars, drinks with added sugars, a lot of processed foods that have added sugars. By the way, flours, white flours, and all kinds of pastries are also considered to be white sugar. So breads, bagels, also will make your blood sugar and insulin run high, and that will diminish the amount of growth hormone released, and that will diminish your chances to build more muscle and burn more fat and be better at exercise. So blood sugar has a lot to do with growth hormone, and that's why you want to eat whole food diet, minimally processed, not eat too late. Another practice that helps to boost your growth hormone production is temperature. So temperature, warming up before your workout, like maybe 5 minute run at medium intensity, or maybe a few burpees, or something to warm your core, your body up, will help to boost growth hormone production during the workout and after. And then also having some sort of hot bath or hot shower after your workout, raising your body temperature, also will help to boost growth hormone production. Especially beneficial saunas, like if you have sauna available to you, then getting into sauna often helps with growth hormone, but especially there is this protocol that seems to boost growth hormone by 1,600%, studies show. So you get into sauna for 20 minutes at about 175 degrees Fahrenheit or 80 degrees Celsius. So you get in the sauna for 20 minutes, you then cool down for about 5-10 minutes, you get into the sauna for another 20 minutes, and then cool down completely. So you do this 3 days in a row for a week. And you do it every week, and so you're going to maximize your growth hormone by a factor of 16, so 1,600%. So if you're someone who are into a lot of self-experimentation, you might try this, right? But for a lot of us guys, like I'm not too much into sauna and definitely not going to spend that much time in there. So for most of us, what you can take away from today is that if you want to make it easier for your body to produce growth hormone, to increase lean body mass, to make you better at exercise, to reduce the amount of body fat you carry, if you want to do all of this, what you can do is start eating whole foods, no added sugars, no flours. Make sure that you have good quality diet to maintain stable on a lower side blood sugar and insulin levels, and that will help your body to produce more growth hormone after your workouts or while you sleep. So that you can do. Not eating 2-3 hours before bed also will help, because every time you eat, blood sugar is going to be raised. How much it's going to be raised depends, for every individual and will depend on the kinds of food you eat and your activity levels, etc. But anyhow, not eating before bed 2-3 hours, 3 hours is better than 2, is a good idea to increase the amount of growth hormone released on that night after you exercise. Exercise boosts growth hormones. So endurance training, weight training especially, right? You want to go intense, but not for too long, not too often. Otherwise, it's going to have the opposite effect, less growth hormone, not more. So you don't want to be over exercising, probably like 60 to 90 minutes for guys, 30 to 60 minutes for girls, 3-4 times per week is more than plenty with moderate intensity. Maybe some endurance training, high intensity training, some weight training in there. And these practices will help you to build more muscle and burn more fat and be better at exercise and also live longer and look more useful. I think, one of the reasons why for me it got so much easier to build muscle and maintain lean body mass, sometimes it just feels like I sleep and do nothing and the lean muscle just grows. Of course I do exercise, every day. Not every day I do intense training. 2 times a week I do yoga, I do dancing sometimes. I do train with weights at least and endurance 3 times a week. So anyhow, but then, I have a good quality diet. There are no added sugars, no crap, no weird ingredients. I don't eat late at night. I fasting, by the way, intermittent fasting also, guys, I forgot to tell you, intermittent fasting does increase growth hormone via certain mechanisms that help your body to release certain substances that imitate growth hormone. But basically, fasting does increase growth hormone. So intermittent fasting scientifically proven to increase the amount of growth hormone. Not too much though, because if we are overdoing it, then the body gonna break down the muscle. But try it. Maybe start with like 16 hours of fasting, 8-hour eating window. That's also called the lean gains method. If you're curious about that, ask me via my email, angela@createyourself.today, or on any social media, lean gains intermittent fasting. But yeah, intermittent fasting also helps with growth hormone, and by that it helps you to build and maintain lean body, lean muscle, and then burn more fat and be better at exercise. So intermittent fasting helps. And then again, to repeat, temperature warming up before your workout and having a hot bath or hot shower for 5-10 minutes helps with growth hormone. Sauna helps. Sleeping well, of course, helps. That's when most growth hormone is produced. So if you aren't sleeping on a regular schedule, 7-8 hours a night, that's bad news for your growth hormone. And a lot of people do not have good sleep habits. So are you one of those people, guys? So you are compromising a lot your growth hormone. So sleep, sleep. Don't forget to sleep. Temperature, we talked about that. We talked about not eating a lot of processed crap and added sugars, not eating 2-3 hours before bed, intermittent fasting helps. Train, and you're gonna look better than like 99.9% of people out there. So use science, increase the amount, boost the amount of growth hormone in your body, and you're gonna stay stronger, leaner, and probably smarter too for many years of your life. So that's it for today, guys. Increase your growth hormone with these methods, and you're gonna look and feel awesome. If you have any questions, please reach out for more details on any specific protocol you heard about on this podcast. Share this episode with another buddy of yours or girlfriend of yours who are into growth hormone, lean body mass, and exercise and staying useful for many years ahead. So share this episode, maybe do some experiments together. It's always fun. Reach out if you need more help. And as usual, guys, till next time, eat better daily. By the way, guys, on the next podcast, you're going to hear about foods for motivation. Yes, there are specific foods that actually boost your motivation via helping your body to create more dopamine. So stay tuned and eat better.